understand the exams proper. First, if you give 10 to 15 days for understanding syllabus, exams, everything, then it will help you all towards all your journey. So let's start with our prelim syllabus. So here UPSC, this is syllabus that is mentioned by UPSC. So if you see, there is two papers in prelims. First one is paper 1 and second is CSAT paper. So this is totally GS paper. So here if you see that first point UPSC is mentioning about current events of national and international importance. What that means? I will decoding that. First, if you see here, the current events of national and international importance cover almost everything that is of importance of national and international, like technologies that are affecting national and international things, like society, if anything changing in society, international relations, and everything whatever is of national and international importance. If you see, this is also, if you guys understand, this is current affairs part. This is only mentioned on the name of current affairs, that current events of national and international importance. So what to read for that? First thing will come in your mind. So you can simply rely on daily newspaper like the Hindu or Indian Express. If you are not able to understand the tough languages of that paper, it is Dainik Jagran, National Edition. You can also follow that. If you are Hindi medium student, I think you will not be able to understand properly, but still this video will help you. I am using simple languages, so you will understand. First, then you can, after newspaper, you can follow magazine of any rap coaching institute like Vision IAS. It's best, as I also follow the same. If you want to say, I can show you the magazine. This is the magazine. Like you can see, this is magazine of Vision IAS. Here they are mentioning everything regarding whatever part wise they are, like polity and governance, international relation, economy, everything they are mentioning regarding current affairs. Here mains and prelims, all parts are covered for current affairs. So you have to be updated for that month. This is monthly compilation. If you follow this with newspaper, this your current affairs part will be done. So then after, you have to move on the static portion like history of India. What that means, history of India? History of India means everything from ancient to modern history. Here for Indian national movement, it's a modern history part, and this is history of India means ancient, medieval. Mainly you have to focus on culture part, culture and economy. On this part, if you focus, your this part will be completed. Then after, you can see on the next para, here Indian and world geography. Indian geography and world geography. What that? Here is deconstruction. Like physical geography. Under physical geography, what you have to read? You have to read oceanography, climatology. You have to read geomorphology, biogeography. All those things. Indian geography regarding like locations, rivers, drainage system, everything you have to understand in that. Then after, if you see social, like social, under social geography part, you have to read about population, settlements, regarding issues. In economic geography, you have to read about industries, you have to, sorry for delay, I was drinking water actually. So under social geography, you have to understand about population, demography, and settlements related issues like slums, everything. What is uh, issues related with social geography, and how the things are affecting this social life in throughout geography. So in economic geography of India and the world, you will have to read about mineral resources, industries, and all the transportation, all those things like sea routes and everything. You have to understand what is importance of that thing. And if you are ready with that, this part will be covered. This although this section have not much important directly, but through mapping you have to read with this map. So if you read this geography with mapping, then you will be proper understanding this part, and you will be solving question whatever UPSC is asking. So like this year, if you see, UPSC asked question that match which is there are options that which is country's border are uh, related with Afghanistan, which country border is linked with Afghanistan. So you, if you have seen the map of Afghanistan, you will understand that these countries are sharing border with Afghanistan. So this is important part. You have to do proper mapping, 1 hours and 1 or half hours you have to give daily on mapping part. So it will be beneficial for you in the prelims and as well as mains part. If you UPSC is asking anything, you will be understanding and drawing map on that. So that will be increasing your marks. So if you see here, next part is Indian polity and governance. So what you understand by Indian polity? This is ambiguous term. That Indian polity constitutes everything regarding constitution. Here UPSC is decoding that you have to understand constitution of India, you have to understand political system of India, Panchayati Raj, that is third tier government, and public policy. All those things, right issue, natural rights, fundamental rights, and all those intellectual property rights, all those things related issues you have to understand properly. So if you have proper like under political system, you have to read about legislature under executive, like what constitute executive. Like if you see union executive, in union executive includes president, then after vice president, prime minister, then after your council of ministers, then after attorney general of India. So you have to read about the all the function of that bodies which are under union executive. Under union legislature, you have member of parliaments of member of parliament in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. All those them functions, everything you have to understand there. So financial relation, center state relation, everything, executive relation, legislative relation, everything you have to understand. So UPSC will be asking question regarding that. And then after Panchayati Raj, you have to understand like through 73rd and 74th constitutional amendment, as Parliament of India is decentralized uh, the administrative system, like third tier of government, Panchayati, that is called as Panchayati Raj. Like you have Gram Sabhas in rural areas and municipal bodies in urban areas. So similarly, you have to understand all the function of that and what the issues they facing actually. And if there is any amendment in the constitution regarding these provisions, you have to keep look on that. So that will be and the similar things in tribal areas. If you see the PISA Act and then of 1996 and our fifth and sixth schedule areas. So you have to proper understand uh, things about that. Then after public policies, if government are making any policy regarding anything like for social welfare, economic welfare of peoples, so you have to understand how the things of that policy are affecting the life of peoples. So that will be help you if you have proper understand regarding any policy of government. So maybe UPSC asking, so you will be easily answering that. Then after rights issues, etc. So this part will constitute this. Then after, if you see economic and social development, this part will cover economic part of the country, like economy of India and what is major terms related to economy, and the things like this year UPSC ask question regarding that if inflation is increasing, what RBI will do. So under that you have to understand that if inflation is increasing, what should RBI take, how should RBI taking action to curb the inflation. So you have to develop proper understanding of the every term, like inflation, poverty, monetary policy, everything, like what is the function of RBI, how the things getting control, how industrial policies are working, everything like PDS system, agriculture, agricultural economy, everything you have to understand. UPSC will be asking question on that. So you have to understand the sustainable development. You have to understand what is sustainable development. Sustainable development is the term that was given in Stockholm Convention 1992, 1972, sorry, 1972 in Stockholm. So uh, it is the term mentioning in the syllabus. So that's mean what? There is goal, 17 goal, SDG goal, sustainable development goal. So that regarding that, like poverty, hunger, education, all those things cover under social sustainable development. Inclusion, demographics, how demographics are affecting the economy and the things at social sector, etc. So you have to understand all those terms, whatever in constitute this economic part. That will be teaching you, that I will teach, or anywhere if you teach, uh, read, then you will understand what is demand of the UPSC. So if you see next term, there is general issues of environmental ecology, biodiversity, climate change, and does not require. Here UPSC is mentioning that general issues of environmental ecology. So what is that? The, as you know guys, the climate change is the big issue in this term. You have come across many times regarding global warming things, that is changing our monsoon pattern, everything. So that is the issue, how things are affecting the ecology. What is ecology? Ecology is the simple thing, that is the surroundings of you. Your surrounding things in environment constitute environmental ecology. Biodiversity, like flora and fauna. If you know that flora means the species, tree species, and fauna means the species, animal species that are. Biodiversity are the things like, if you have large number of species in the particular area, you will say that that is biodiversity rich area. So you have to understand the things, issues regarding to biodiversity, and things how they can be conserved, in like you have in situ and ex situ conservation. So you have to understand all those things. And issues regarding climate change. Climate change is big issue. So that is affecting everything almost in life. Like if you see heat waves in the May June month, and the late monsoons, everything, that is a result of climate change. The earth temperature, due to carbon dioxide, increase, the particles of carbon dioxide in the environment is increasing. That is affecting climate change, that is promoting climate change. So that is not good for health. We all should uh, move towards sustainable development, and uh, focus on the things that global temperature not increase below 1.5 degrees Celsius. That is goal of government. So, and here UPSC is mentioning that these that do does not require subject specialization. Like if you see this, you should have a normal understanding of these things. You should not go for specialization in this subject. UPSC is simply reminding you. It will not asking tough question, but it will be asking you conceptual question. You have to develop concept on everything. Then after here general science, like physics, biology, and basic terms in physics, biology, and chemistry. So yeah, this is first paper. So if you understand this, tell me in comments that how was this, is this helpful for you guys. So I'll be making this next video on next topic. So here if you see, I'll be discussing now the paper 2, that is CSAT. CSAT is, people are thinking that CSAT is so easy to crack, but most of the guys, as I know in my experience, lot of people fail in this. They are scoring good in paper 1, but they are taking it lightly, and at the end they are failing in this exam and not qualified for mains due to this exam. Only 33% is required for this, Like if you get 80 questions, you have to correct only 27 question, and there is negative marking also. So you have to only secure 33%, but 33% is not that much easy as you guys thinks. 33% UPSC is, every year UPSC is increasing the level of CSAT. You know, if the CSAT is so easy, lot of guys are going to qualify for this exam for writing mains, but most of the guys are failing in this exam. Mostly Hindi medium peoples are failing in this exam due to CSAT. So if you see here, this is the syllabus of CSAT. Here comprehension. Comprehension means if you, there will be passage given to you, you have to comprehend that passage. There UPSC will be asking you that what is the crux of this passage. There will be given similar things in that crux, 4 5 3 4 things. You have to choose one, but that is very difficult to choose, because this is similar. Almost all the options will be looking like similar, so that will be not easy. You have to practice more for this. And most of the question, if you see, 33 to 40% questions are asking, UPSC is asking in this part. If you see last year paper, there was 25 comprehension questions, 25 questions. So you can expect that UPSC will be asking you 25 to 30 question from this part. So if you are well practiced in this part, you will be easily able to crack this exam. And second thing, if you see interpersonal skills including communication skill, you can see, but as I see previous year question paper, this part and this part UPSC is taking lightly. They are not giving much question. Only one or two questions are coming from this and this part. Rest parts are similar. You have similar importance like logical reasoning. If you see, you will get 2-3 questions from logical reasoning, and analytical ability 4-5 questions. Then after, if you see here, decision making and problem solving. Here if you see general mental ability, this part is also important for clearing this paper. So you should practice before appearing in this exam. At least if you uh, understand proper, solve proper test series for that 10 12 if you take test from that part, you will be easily able to understand this paper and score. As you can say, only 33%. If you are well practiced, then it will not hard to crack. Then after, you see basic numeracy. UPSC mentioning here charts, graphs, table, data sufficiency of class 10 level. So if you see here, basic numeracy means what? Basic numeracy, as you guys have read in your basic maths, so that is you have to solve here. Here UPSC will asking 15 to 20 question from this part. So if you understand this proper, you will be easily able to crack this exam. So that's what all from for today. So I hope this will help you guys. Must watch this video properly and try to understand, as I have done preparation for at least 2 and 2.5 years. So I think I am better to tell you about that. So I hope this will help you. So I will, in my next video, I will be discussing about main syllabus. So you will be understand what is UPSC demanding in what is UPSC mentioned in math, mentioned in main syllabus, and what strategy you should follow for that. So that will be helping you guys. So I hope this will help you. Now you can for further help, you can subscribe my channel, so you can get my videos update on that, and you can understand proper that how to solve this, uh, understand this syllabus and everything. So let's meet guys in my next video. So please like and subscribe my channel, Mission UPSC GS classes. So I'll be making video on main syllabus, so you will understand proper on that. So bye bye, good night guys, and take care all of you. I will meet you next video. Bye.